bell tolls, and we remember the victims of those attacks 11 years ago today. And we are back now in the studio with our next guest, Richard Gere, and boy, it is hard not to get caught up in that, Richard. That moment seems so fresh.
I was, were you in Washington then? Or were you
I was in New York.
You were here, yeah. I was, I forgot this was the 11th till I walked in here. I was on my way to a retreat up in Massachusetts. I'd left early in the morning. It was, you remember, it was the most beautiful day.
Just like today.
And it was such a beautiful day, and I left like 7 in the morning, and I was driving up to Massachusetts, and it was such a beautiful day, I didn't even want the radio on. So 3 hours later, I'm...
This is an ABC News special report.
Good morning, and for those of you just joining us, I'm George Stephanopoulos here in New York, and you're looking at the Pentagon right now, where the President is gathered with members of the military, the Secretary of Defense, to honor the victims of those 9/11 attacks 11 years ago today. Flight 77, at this hour 11 years ago, hit the Pentagon, taking 184 lives. More than 2,700 lost at Ground Zero, more than 40 in Shanksville, Pennsylvania.
A government of, by, and for all people. That pledge, that legacy, makes clear that no one who died on that terrible day 11 years ago died in vain. They died for a stronger America. This morning we are honored by the presence of our military and civilian leaders, and we are particularly honored by the presence of the President and Mrs. Obama. This President has led our efforts in this fight, and I have been honored to serve with him. It is now my great honor to introduce our Commander-in-Chief. Ladies and gentlemen, President Barack Obama.
To join you again on this solemn anniversary. Today, we remember a day that began like so many others. There were rides to school and commutes to work, early flights and familiar routines, quick hugs and quiet moments. It was a day like this one, a clear blue sky, but a sky that would soon be filled with clouds of smoke and prayers of a nation shaken to its core. Even now, this is never an easy day, but it is especially difficult for all of you. The families of nearly 3,000 innocents who lost their lives. Your mothers and fathers, your husbands and wives, your sons and your daughters. They were taken from us suddenly and far too soon. To you and your families, the rest of us cannot begin to imagine the pain you've endured these many years. We will never fully understand how difficult it has been for you to carry on, to summon that strength, and to rebuild your lives. But no matter how many years pass, no matter how many times we come together on this hallowed ground, know this, that you will never be alone. Your loved ones will never be forgotten. They will endure in the hearts of our nation because through their sacrifice, they helped us make the America we are today.
But ended in tragedy. Nearly 3,000 victims of those al-Qaeda terrorists being remembered today. President Obama's names being read at Ground Zero, at that field in Shanksville, Pennsylvania, and at the Pentagon. President Obama vowing that the legacy of 9/11 will be a safer world, a stronger nation, and a people united. And as we show you Freedom Tower, we're going to return now to our regular programming. In some parts of the country, that is Good Morning America. It's going to be a complete wrap-up tonight on World News with Diane Sawyer. You can get the latest anytime at abcnews.com. I'm George Stephanopoulos in New York. Have a good day.
This has been a special report from ABC News.